Good morning, everybody. Welcome in on this Sunday morning. It is a beautiful Sunday morning here at the Sports Lab. We've got the sun's already up. The birds are chirping. Dogs are barking. Most importantly, football is already starting. Right now, we've got the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Jets across the pond there over in London. The score is currently 10-0. Matt Ryan just dropped a little dime in down to Kyle Pitts to take the lead in the first quarter, 10-0. We'll see how this one pans out. I think that the Jets are not going to be as fortunate this week. I think the Falcons are going to take it to them. It will be probably a good game, kind of a battle of who is the worst per se. Speaking of worst teams in the NFL, what a week it's been for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Last week, they play Thursday Night Football, and they play in an absolute grimy game, one that is a fight to the finish. They barely lose at the end. Coach decides, hey, take your fucking ass home. We're not going to fly back with you. Not going to fly back with you. I'm going to stay back here in Cincinnati. Instead, I'm going to get fucking lit at this bar, dance on some 20-year-old chick when I got a wife back home. Meanwhile, you guys are flying back home after the loss. Have fun. Obviously, if you've heard the story, you know I'm talking about Urban Meyer. Jacksonville Jaguars need to absolutely fire Urban Meyer right now. I don't care what the cost is. The cost right now is that he's a cancer to your team. This is not college football. This is the NFL. It's a little bit different. You can't just do whatever the fuck you want, and then your players will just respect you, per se. They're all grown men. They're all getting paid money just like you are. You don't have them held down via this scholarship that they've got to, please you, per se, and make sure that, they're not making you mad, so that way they get the playing time, so they can get to the league, and then so that way they can then, make that NFL money. However, you're in the NFL now. It's a little bit different. It's not recruiting. It's more strategy. Clearly, so far, your strategy has been shit. You haven't won a game yet. I know you don't have the most talent, but you got to win at least one. You've had two teams so far that you could have beaten, first being the Texans. I don't know how you managed to get stomped by the Texans. But, man, dude, what an absolute shit show. They need to fire him. The guy clearly does not give a shit about being a head coach in the NFL. I believe he is truly sabotaging himself. I was watching McAfee's show on Friday there, and he brought on Coach JB, and I think he said it perfectly, man. He was like, he's like, I never cut a player. Player always cut themselves. In essence, they've always done shit to get themselves cut. Had they not done it, they wouldn't have gotten cut, such as like smoking weed, failing your grades, doing some dumb shit at a party. Like, in the end of the day, your actions got you cut yourself. Urban Meyer is essentially firing himself. He, clearly does not give a shit. He's got this like arrogance about him that he thinks he's going to be just as successful here. It's just like a quarterback that is a Heisman winner in college coming to the NFL. You're pressing the reset button. It ends. All your accolades in college, that's college. This is the pros, and you ain't done shit here. And you're acting like you've been there and you've been doing it in the NFL for a long time, and that you can just go out and party after your team loses. You can go finger pop some 24-year-old's asshole at some bar you own, and man, I can't believe that, man. Like, your team loses a very close fight. You choose not to fly back with them, and maybe the team didn't really care that he flew back with him. Like, let's put that aside. Let's say the team doesn't give a shit that they fly back. Hey, man, like, they always fly back, but we don't give a fuck, man. Like, they fly back or they don't fly back. It's all good. He told them he's staying back to see his grandkids, though. I don't think that's his grandkid. I don't think it's his granddaughter. Something about it tells me it's not. Obviously, it's not his granddaughter. I mean, but dude, you're not even doing what you told the team you were going to be there for. It makes it seem like, oh yeah, I'm going to stay back to see the fam, all that. Really, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and I'm going to have me a good old time. Find me a young little lady. I think maybe he probably didn't go out with the intention of meeting this young lady. I'm sure he probably just, one drink led to another, got to talking to some people. But you're the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Maybe the worst team in the league, but it is still a team in the league. And you need to respect your position and hold yourself to a higher standard. Don't put your fucking self in position to do that. You're lucky that you're not fired yet. If Urban loses today, which I'm sure he will against the Titans, if he does, I would not be surprised if they fire him by the end of this weekend. He's got to win. Winning cures all, they say. I don't know about this, but they say winning cures all. He loses today. I mean, he could very much be the Titans. The Titans, they just lost to the Jets last weekend. They're not playing nowhere near where they should be playing. he should be able to pull off something. But I don't know, though. He was canceling meetings on Monday with the team. He was rumored to have been laughed out of his players' meetings. I've seen videos where the teams breaking it down at the end of the practice, saying team on me, team on three. Instead, they're saying grind on me, grind on three. They're poking so much fun at him. Now I don't know if it's maybe they're more so he's lost their respect, or if it's more so maybe it's all just media firestorm and the team doesn't really give a fuck. Like, hey, dude, like that's your personal business. Go handle it. I don't know. I personally think that however the team feels about it, whether the players, I believe the players are probably not okay with it. But, I mean, if the players are, it doesn't matter. You are a head football coach in the NFL. You've got to get it together. But, hey, man, at the end of the day, you got to appreciate the grind, right? Yeah, appreciate that grind. Keeping things somewhat on college football here where I think Urban Meyer should be. How about them Texas A&M Aggies, baby? We beat fucking number one team in the nation, Bama. Doesn't matter that we lost to Arkansas. Doesn't matter that we've lost 2 games this season. None of that matters because at the end of the day, we beat Alabama. I got a little scared there. I will say, we were feeling pretty good going into halftime, 24-10. 24-10. Going in, Nick Saban met with the sideline reporter on his way in, and he basically said they just been playing like dog shit. So I think he went into that locker room, juiced up the team a little bit, told them how bad they were doing, and telling them he's about to yank half their damn scholarships if they don't fucking perform. They came back out, and Bama was looking good in that second half. I started getting really nervous. First, it started with that block punt that led to a touchdown, or not led to a touchdown. The play ended on a touchdown, shall I say. He blocked it. Dude falls on it in the end zone. Touchdown, Bama. They go to the review. They say, nope, still stands. Still to this day, don't know quite sure what they were reviewing. It was pretty clear. He blocked the punt. He fell on it in the end zone, but I'm not sure what they were reviewing. And I went, oh, shit. 24-17 now. Not looking good. I'm afraid that Alabama, because they did this right after halftime. I'm afraid that they had came out of the half. They're like, hey, we're about to change things around, and that momentum swung. A&M said, not today, motherfucker. And on that next kickoff, took it 95 yards to the house. Such a beautiful play to go up 31-17. Started feeling a little bit better. Alabama kept pressing, though. The quarterback was dropping a couple dimes in the end zone. Dude, it was an electrifying game. It was a very good game. I was glad I stayed up to watch it. End of the day, though, Texas A&M, they take home that victory. Kyle Field, they just swarm that motherfucker. Looked like a giant COVID fest in there. 41-38. Texas A&M Aggies, baby. Let's go. Now, as an Aggie fan, college football was even more enjoyable. Yesterday, the Texas Longhorns blew a giant lead to lose 55-48 in the Red River Shootout yesterday against the Oklahoma Sooners. As an Aggie fan, I find no greater joy in that than watching Texas suck again and again. They were up big. They were up 28-7 in the first quarter. My wife was like, what's funny though is Texas fans know. My wife is a Texas fan. She loves the Longhorns. She even knows her team though. In the first quarter, she started going, all right, I'm going to enjoy this while it lasts, because she knew it wasn't going to last for long. Sure enough, at one point, I was telling her, yeah, you're good. That's a safe lead. Y'all are fine. Third quarter, you guys are still up by like 11. Y'all are good. Y'all are good. 55-48, Oklahoma takes down the Texas Longhorns at the Cotton Bowl. What a game yesterday. Now, switching back gears over to the world of NFL football. Man, fantasy football, dude, what can I say? Last week, dude, took home that victory. Beat down on the old Plano Poon Pounders. My buddy Jake, he was supposed to come on the show last week. We rescheduled. Ended up having the old commish come on. We did just a little informal stream. We needed a little bit of a break from the gassers on Sunday, and but Jake's gonna be lining up to come back in once that dude gets back into town. Dude's gonna be traveling to South Africa. I can't wait to hear about that whenever he gets back. We'll probably talk a little bit more about that, a little less about sports. But hey, man, we'll talk about whatever the fuck we want on this show. But switching gears, back to the world of the NFL. This last week matchup, dude, took home that victory against the Plano Poon Pounders. I love that damn name. I'll say that over and over. Plano Poon Pounders. The Poon Pounders of Plano. They still got beat 113-92. Russell Wilson had a good game, 21 points. Can't ask much more. Leonard Fournette, he set it off, 16 points. That's I think the best he's done so far for me this season. Jamal Williams did not do nowhere near as well as I thought he would do. Only got 6 points from him. Devontae Adams, same thing. Not a whole lot happening from him. 12 points. Calvin Ridley, 15 points. Not a bad day. Big Bob Tonyan, man. It is what it is, dude. It is what it is. I knew this when I drafted him. I'm going to have these weeks where he gets me 2 points, but I also have weeks like the week before where he got me 20 points. It's just how it goes. It just, how does Aaron Rodgers decide to distribute the ball? How hot is the offense? I mean, there's a lot of things that go in that Green Bay offense that determine how much points Tonyan gets. Just got to hope I get more hot days than I do cold days from him. Robert Woods with 14 points, not too shabby, not too bad. Tampa Bay pulling out a big 11 points for me on the defense. And my kicker, dude, lighting it up. My kicker had more points than all my receivers. He had more points than my defense. He had more points than all but one of my running backs, dude. Fucking Buffalo kicker Bass was dropping it, baby. Dropping it through the uprights. 16 total points from him. As you can see, a lot of my team did underperform last week. Luckily, the Poon Pounders of Plano must have been in that Poontang hangover because they underperformed as well. Kyler Murray, 21 points, average for him. Definitely not a best day for him per se fantasy-wise. Kamara, 13. That could have been worse for me as well. Melvin Gordon, 8. Keenan Allen was capped at 10. Amari Cooper, 15. His tight end got him 16 spot. That was a nice little play for him. Cooper Kupp, 11. His defense went negative on him. Carlson only got him 1 point, dude. I think last week was just my team did about average, like nothing spectacular. We just happened to run into a team that couldn't get it together last week. But that's okay, though. Plano Poon Pounders, y'all going to bounce back. Y'all going to get y'all a victory here soon. In the meantime, though, I'm glad you let me get that win so I didn't have to break out the old kazoo that old Wesley, gifted us not too long ago. I break that out every time we lose, play a little sad song for you guys. Try and rejuvenate the squad. But that was last week in fantasy. This week, on the other hand, been a guest on here a couple times. He came on last weekend. We just couldn't work things out this weekend. Home dude's got a bit busy schedule there, being in the military and all. Shout out for that. That being said, this week, going up against your boy, the commissioner, Team CD's Nuts, the runner-up in the best team name competition. So far, we're off to a good little start today. I'm going to need a fucking miracle to pull this off, is what is going on. I will probably more than likely be coming in here next Sunday playing y'all a nice little sad song on the little kazoo that was gifted from old Wesley boy, Team Halfway Decent. Russell Wilson, 9 points. That's rough. Not only 9 points, but just going forward in the season, they're saying he's probably missing at least 4 weeks. Dude, come on, man. It sucks, dude. Russell Wilson, dude, he's been so healthy, so available for his team. It sucks to see him go down with an injury. It really sucks whenever I got him in fantasy football. But he got me 9 points. That's just the way it goes. Sometimes people get hurt. They, only get 9 points. Luckily, Stafford had about an average game, 17 points, nothing insane. However, DK Metcalf, even though Russell Wilson managed to get hurt, came out and just still managed to ball out. 26 points for him. That's a tough start for me, 9 from my QB, and then he's got, an average QB performance with a standout receiver performance from Metcalf. On the other hand, though, Robert Woods, my flex guy, I was debating on if I wanted to play him this week or not. I ended up having to play him out of pure necessity due to injury. I got Calvin Ridley out this week with injury. That's okay, though. Robert Woods came through, dropped 28 on him, had an absolute baller of a game, 150-plus yards, 12 catches, dude. He killed it. I'm going to need some big performances from my guys that are are usually playing, just to kind of keep things going. He's going to have Derrick Henry, who's going against a shitty Jags team that we talked about earlier. I think Derrick Henry's going to get loose, and probably I wouldn't be surprised if that motherfucker runs for 200 yards today. I need a huge game from Devontae Adams. I'm anticipating a shootout between the Packers and the Bengals. Packers secondary not too good. Just going to allow for Joey B to kind of get loose back there with the ball. But I think Aaron Rodgers is going to match it. Offense going to match it. Devontae, I need like a 30, 40-point game from you to just make up for lack of Calvin Ridley out there. I got Fournette. I need him to have a big game today. He should have one. He's going up against Leonard Fournette, so hopefully a big game from him. I picked up this Chenault Jr. for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's my pickup of the week simply just due to the fact that there wasn't shit else for me to pick up, man. He was about the best option I had. I think he cranked out 16 points last weekend. He's going up against the Titans, and the Titans just lost to the Jets. So, hey, man, we're hoping for the best. Maybe the Jaguars pull together to win one for Urban to bail him out of this finger and booty hole bullshit he got himself into. Who knows, man? We'll see. But like I said, man, I need an absolute miracle this weekend. As you can see, I got a 38% chance of winning right now. That Russell Wilson injury really set me back this week. But that's okay. I've already picked up my QB for the next week. I ain't waiting for waivers or nothing. I picked up old Trey Lance. I wish I could have him for this week. He is going to be starting, but that's okay. I'm going to have him for next week to fill in Russell's absence. Moving on from fantasy, though, we're moving into the actual slate of games today. Game started early. Across the pond, like we were talking about a minute ago, the Jets playing against the Falcons. Let's check in on the score of that, see how they're doing. And the Falcons are absolutely routing the Jets right now. It is 17-0 in the first half. Let's see. Who do we got rocking here? Touchdowns from Kyle Pitts and Hayden Hurst. So 2 passing touchdowns. If any of y'all got Matt Ryan, which I highly doubt in fantasy, or most importantly, Kyle Pitts. Y'all just got a tub there from him, so you guys are off to a good start. Kyle Pitts already at 5 receptions, 58 yards, and a touchdown. I mean, that right there is already 16 points, and we're in the first half. If you got him, you're hoping for a big day and this to keep going, and it very well could keep going because the Jets fucking stink. What other games we got here today that we're really into, that I'm really into seeing, looking forward to today. Let's see. NFL games to watch. Which one do we want to watch this week? I think this week, one that I'm really interested to watch. This one's not really due to the skill level per se in the teams. Like I said a minute ago when we were talking about fantasy, I do think that Derrick Henry could possibly get loose today and bust out a 200-yard rushing game against the shitty-ass Jaguars. I think I'm interested in this game. Maybe not necessarily to watch it, but I'm definitely interested in the storylines following this game. Are the Titans going to be the team that loses to all the defeated teams? They gave the Jets their first win last week. Will they give the Jags their first win this week? That's not a good stat to have as a Titans fan at all. But, hey, man, if you got it, rock it right, I guess. I don't know, man. Hopefully not, though. For me, in fantasy's sake, hopefully they shut Derrick Henry down. I don't foresee that happening. Other storylines, obviously, is Urban going to get fired if they lose today just due to his off-field antics? He got them strong finger guns, finger popping, all up in them young girls' booty holes. That being said, though, if you like the NFL soap dramas, I mean, this is the game to pay attention to. I'm sure they're going to be talking about Urban a lot. I'm sure they're going to be talking about the Titans losing to the Jets last week and if they're going to lose to the Jags this week. This is going to be a good opportunity, though, for the Titans to get back on track. If they feed Derrick Henry, this is going to be a big win for the Titans. Next game I got that I think is a must-watch is going to be the Browns at the Chargers. Browns and Chargers. Storylines going into this. Are the Browns really that team. They've been playing decent this year. They've gotten some good wins. They've had some close games. Are they that team that people are saying they are? Are they a really good team? Are they a team that is going to contend for that top spot in their division? I do think they are going to contend for the top spot in the division, not the conference. I mean, they'll make the playoffs, but that's it. But the other storyline is, are the Chargers truly contenders for the Super Bowl this year? I think they're getting there. They took down the Rams last week. They've taken, or I think that wasn't the Rams, was it? I could be wrong. I'm sorry. They wasn't the Rams last week. They took down the Raiders. It was one of them our teams. They took down the Raiders last week. They took down the Chiefs the week before that. They barely lost to a really good Dallas Cowboys team. I mean, they lost by 3 in that game. I think that they are contenders. I think they pose a real threat right now with the way that they've been playing to make a real deep run this year if they keep this up. Only thing is we're week 5. There's going to be 17 weeks in this season, so got a long way to go. If they can keep that up, though, keep this energy. Justin Herbert is balling. I was expecting a slow start under a new offense for him. Complete opposite. He has that it factor. He is that dude through and through. But yeah. Then let's see the Browns, though. I mean, they barely beat the Vikings. They let the Texans score 21 points. They gave up 33 to the Chiefs. I know they're the Chiefs, but I mean, come on, man, like slow them down a little bit. I think the Chargers take this one. They're in their home stadium. I honestly would not be surprised if they win by 2 scores. I don't think the Browns are as good as we all thought they were going to be. I don't see it. All right, moving on. Had to respond to that text. Wifey, stopping to get that Whataburger. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like Whataburger, you ain't probably from Texas. That's okay, though. That's all right. Whataburger's the shit. If you ain't had it yet, go try it. It's delicious. Shout out to the wife picking that up on the way home today. Next game, though, on the list here, got to be the Packers and the Bengals, man. Obviously, because of the Green Bay fucking Packers, I always got to watch that shit. That is going to be a must-watch game every week of this show. Just know it's going to be in the list, whether you think it should be or not. I don't give a damn if we're playing the fucking Jaguars. It is a must-watch game because we are fucking Packers fans over here. If you ain't, that's okay. Keep tuning in. We just may talk shit about your team. That being said, though, Packers-Bengals this weekend, dude, this is going to be a good game, I think. I think this is going to be a good matchup, unfortunately, for Joey Burrow. Jari Alexander's down. We're going to be without him probably for a few weeks at minimum. If that but they're saying that he could possibly have to have surgery. If he has to have surgery, he's done for the season. And that secondary just got shot down. That being said, though, with the secondary, I think Joey B and Jamar Chase, and then I think he also got what's his name, Tyler Boyd. I think he got him back as well. He's got weapons to throw to against a banged-up secondary. If we can keep the pressure, though, we may be able to force some more checkdowns, things like that. I think it's going to be a shootout-type game. I don't think the Bengals' defense is good enough to hold Aaron Rodgers. So I think we're going to see, probably the Bengals put up some, points. But, man, my boy Rodgers, he going to come through. He's going to throw about 2 touchdowns today to Devontae Adams, I'm calling 2 touchdowns. And Aaron Jones may get loose as well for one. We'll see what happens. I'm saying the Packers win by 10 today. Let's make it happen, guys. Now, the best game of the week that I think is on this slate for this week has got to be the Sunday night football game. Chiefs and Bills. This could very well be an AFC preview for the conference championship game. Chiefs and Bills. I know it's weird to say, it could be a preview for the championship game. The Chiefs only won 1 game so far, or 2 games, however many fucking games they've won so far. They ain't won very many. I think they're 1-3. Yeah, they are 1-3. I know it's strange to be like, the Chiefs may be an AFC contender still. As long as you have Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and that offense, you're always a contender. Problem is their defense is absolutely abysmal right now, and they've got to get that shit in order. Until they get their defense in order, they're not going to be a contender. But this is a good chance for their defense to come out and say, hey, putting our foot down. We're done with the bullshit. We're about to make the Bills, play like shit today. We're going to go out. We're going to get after Josh Allen. We're going to stick Stephon Diggs. And we ain't going to allow Singletary or what's his name, that Bass, whatever his fucking name is. We ain't going to let either of them get loose. And we're going to shut it down. This is the game. This is Sunday Night Football for them. If the Chiefs' defense don't show up tonight, they're not contenders. They're not going to be contenders. They will. I mean, they may make the playoffs, but if their defense cannot get their shit in order tonight, it's done and over with. By me getting it in order, I don't mean they need to go shut out the Bills because that's going to be practically impossible because of how good the Bills are. I'm saying you need to hold them to 17 or less. Give your offense a chance. They've yet to give their offense a chance, and that's why their record reflects that. I think the Chiefs had a good tune-up game against the Eagles last week after losing to the Chargers. Everybody kind of panicked after, their two losses, and I'm sorry, I think they've got they got two. Yeah. I think they're 2-2. I could be wrong. I don't know. Either way, the record doesn't matter. They've been playing abysmal on defense. But last week they played a little bit better. Offense got a really good tune-up game. They dropped, I think, 40-plus points on the Eagles, which is not saying much because the Eagles stink. However, though, the defense, man, like we're saying, is a liability. They allowed 30 points from the Eagles. 30. Jalen Hurts is good, but he's not that fucking good. Come on, man. Like, they've got to do something. If they don't fit, like I said, if their defense doesn't show up tonight, I'm taking them out of any contention to make it to a conference championship game, let alone a Super Bowl. However, though, if they do show up, this could very well be a preview of this year's AFC Conference Championship game. I've got the Bills going all the way. That first week, they made me go, I don't know about that pick. Made me a little sick to my stomach that I made them as my pick. I did Packers-Bills for the Super Bowl this year. They look like dog shit in week one. But, dude, they came out every week since then and have absolutely lit it up. I mean, I think they've put up 40 points. 35 points in each of their last three games. 35, 40, and I think 43 was their point, something like that. And they've only allowed 21 points in their last three games, all of it being in one game. They have two shutouts in the last three games. Now, they haven't been playing particularly great teams. However, dude, 7 points a game for 3 games in the NFL, doesn't matter who you're playing. That is awesome. That is a great run that they're on. Let's see if their defense can keep that going against old Patty Mahomes this week. I think that they will. I think the Bills are going to beat them. I think it's going to be a 10-point game at least. I think the Bills are winning by 10. Probably going to be like I want to say 38-28 game. That's what we're going to see happen there. But yeah, no, I appreciate everybody tuning into the show. Those are the picks this week. That's what we got going here. Dude, I appreciate every single one of y'all tuning into the show. Every week. Don't forget on Tuesdays, we are going to be doing the hockey show again, covering a lot of the Dallas Stars, things like that. But yeah, peace.